So let's take a look at this one. Łukasz plays black and Robin takes white. Here is the first interesting moment. White plays this large knight's move. What should black do? This is not a move which we know from Joseki books, so should we try to punish it, or what to do? First of all, if white answers with other moves like this or that, it's common to play away. So after this move, we can also play away. And if we think further, what threatens us, what is like what white can do afterwards, then there is not much threat. If white kicks, then the shape is a bit bad. White needs to add a move here, and then we can extend on the right side, which is good for black. If white plays a pincer, then, well, still we can play moves in the corner, and it shouldn't be really bad. So first of all, we can just play away, just like we usually do, and yeah, here it's certainly not giving white an advantageous position. But also, one thing which I wanted to mention about this shape is that my first intuition is seeing such a large knight's move to play this jump, because it's a weak point of the large knight's move in general. If you have a large knight's move, then such a double keima, double knight's move is a good play. If white kicks, then we can go out, and later the push through will be annoying. So maybe white plays a Kosumi like this, but this exchange is already satisfactory for black. So we could jump now, or we can jump later. Also, when white attacks the stone, we can jump. For example, now we can jump, and it's a good move for sure. Maybe it goes like this, I don't know, maybe here. Black invaded in the corner, yes, then white attaches, black simply goes back. It's possible, though, usually we play a more active move, like here, for example. Do we need to be afraid of the call? Or actually, we can play here because the ladder doesn't work for white, so it's just good for black to connect. So why not play from the outside? White doesn't have that much choice. Another move which exists is this one, but this one is rarely seen. How does it go? Like this, this. Back in the day, I used to play this Joseki in 2018 in China as white, but actually white's influence is not that impressive, and black can be satisfied with their secure territory on the bottom. White played like this, black played like this, white jumps, yes, makes sense. Then black went into the corner, also makes sense. But as I said, I like the idea of jumping. Then white creates an influence. Black plays a big move on the top side. In general, a good game. We see a good game. I think that I wouldn't connect here, but rather there. Isn't that one a more scary cutting point? This one doesn't even work. It's not a cutting point. And if black plays here, we also don't need to answer. It's not that big. On the other hand, if black plays here, it's a bit more annoying. And it can be cut right away because there is no capturing move. Black plays this one, so white can simply answer. Yes, in fact, if we don't do it, then white is likely to continue, but there are also big moves on the right side to create such a beautiful box, double wing formation. So maybe as black, I would rather choose that one. Black chooses it now, all right, makes sense, yes. White invades in the corner. This was a very interesting choice. It looks a bit deep, but after this move, it's very annoying for black because we would like to start a call. But white now has so many threats, and black doesn't really have many threats, or any threats. And every threat would be a minus for black. And white has so many against that corner, and they are not even minus. So it's, sorry, like, I got lost with playing this call. But anyway, difficult to start a call. So white is challenging black. And well, if black doesn't start it, then white will be able to simply live. No, actually, this is not a simple life. Sorry, this doesn't work. But it will stay for a long time on the board, and it will be always difficult for black to start a call. Maybe at one point white will play here actually, and forcing the call, forcing black to start a call. Now black invaded, makes sense. And then pushes up, yes, loses a little bit of the corner, but then white had a Tesuji, which I need to mention, but I admit that I didn't see it myself. At this point, where is the Tesuji of black? Black can play here. And white has only one possible answer, this very ugly empty triangle connection. Any other move would lead to either this double Atari or to this Atari. Both result in a terrible terrible result for white. So white needs to play here, and this is a very good exchange. Afterwards, we can continue by playing this to make it a connected bamboo joint, terrible shape, and then simply make life with the group. So probably play here. If white goes there, then maybe capture the stone. If white goes from the outside, on the outside, then we can very easily make life. Just play like this. But in the game, black played differently. Black missed that Tesuji, then played Atari, and white countered. Yes, and it looks like a fair exchange because white gets a lot of points, but this Ponuki is also worth a lot. Then black builds a Moyon, makes sense. Though my intuition would be probably a bit more around here because there is a weak point in white shape. So I would always try to do something in center or in half center. It's a bit annoying for white. It's not clear how to answer. Then maybe black can get both sides at first the first one and then the second one. Like this, it is possible for white to play on the side, but white instead plays here, after which it's so tempting for black to start the ko, because now the ko becomes much lighter for black. First of all, if black wins the ko, then this stone of white is very stupidly located. Black has a lot of points, and yeah, white simply lost a move. Second, even if white wins the ko, so let's say black answers and then black plays a threat. If white wins the ko, also this move is not really perfectly located. It's not really needed there. Well, it's a good move, but probably there are better places on the board where it can stand. And also we need to remember that black is able to use a ko threat. For example, this one, which is quite big. Maybe white needs to actually block here to not let black use an aji in white shape. So it's very tempting to start a ko, but it's also very difficult because the threats against that group on the left side are still too big. So maybe this is a big enough threat, but that one is also a big enough threat. Then black plays a threat, then white plays a threat. And it's very, very difficult to understand clearly who has how many threats. But basically, we need to count threats, and based on this, decide whether we should start the ko or not. In the game, black didn't start a ko, but it feels really humiliating to agree on such an exchange, and later, still, the group can be killed only in a ko. But then, no matter what, the CD exchange is very good for white, no matter if black in the end wins that ko or white wins that ko. In the game, it went like this. White got something on the left side, but I don't really know why white didn't go further with such a move. Then here, and then cut, and that one. It would be better. But like this, it's also fine for white. And then black tries to build a moyo. Yes, makes sense. And yeah, big moves, big moves. Difficult stage of the game, late, middle game. If I was black, I would rather play here, and I would be ready to give away the few stones around here, because what I get is much bigger, isn't it? But black played like this, which facilitated that splitting move of white. and then it becomes a bit risky for black. White splits black. And black was very cautious, made life with the group, but maybe it was not needed, and black could simply play here. Then probably the game is better for black. Black got really a lot. Well, we would need to count points. So let's say that black is alive in the corner and can play there. Then how many points? Who has how many points? Yeah, so black has 7 times, or let's say 8 times 3, 5. Okay, so 40 points here, maybe a few more, a few less. 40, but a few more here, so 40, 42. Black has 42 plus 9, it's already, or in fact, this is black's almost center. So 54, 62, plus here we should count, well, probably up to 73 for black, and white has 10, 15, 28, 35. Let's say that this is just alive. 45, better for black. It is better for black. So in fact, I understand that black just wants to be on the safe side, but then the borders of the territories do change quite much. But probably still better for black. Then white plays this move, and interestingly, black answers. Why does black answer? Because if not, then white can play here, and even though black lives like that, after this move, white can play here, 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 and erase all black's points in center. So with this move, black secures how many points? Well, white later can continue. Later, white will be able to continue with this in center. So black secures 6 points and takes away at least 1 point of white's territory, but in fact a bit more because of the capturing race, because of the Samedori in white's territory. So it's not even 7 points, but probably 8 or 9 points. Black plays this move, it's like 8 points in reverse center. Very interesting. But also, very interestingly for me, AI believes that black should embrace it and later play here, actually, and go into a 10,000 year call. Apparently, this is the better way, even though white creates a 10,000 year call in center, and later the group might even die. The death is so distant because white needs to first take away all the outside liberties that black doesn't care, and in fact, most probably, like apparently, it's more like black still secures a few points on the inside with that combination, but it's very counterintuitive for humans. All right, black continued here, center. Here, actually, white didn't need to respond, I believe. Did white need to respond? It seems that white is ahead by 1 liberty, unless black plays like this. But then also ahead by 1 liberty. So this was not needed, then white lost a move. That's unfortunate, especially that the game might become close if white plays active endgame. Because black already played a few slow moves. And then black plays there, all right, but my intuition is that this one is bigger. I am not sure of that. Then white got a few points in center, like reduced black by a few points in center. Here, Robin plays very precise. Why does Robin plays this move? Because if he simply plays here, then later there is only 1 threat against white's group. But if he plays like that, then potentially, then no, not potentially, just in fact, in the end game, there will, if there is a call, there will be 2 threats against black's group. Very, very well played by Robin, this exchange. Yes, and then the game continues. Yeah, it all looks reasonable, but then white managed to find the Tetsuji. Aha. So maybe black should play a bit differently, but yeah, this was just well found by white. And even black finished in Gote. But does black need to finish in Gote? If black plays like this, then also black needs to add a move, because if not, then white has this beautiful Tesuji. This is very painful. But in fact, if black knew that this is white center, then black should rather play like that. Then it would be white's Gote. And then black can play the next big endgame, which is probably around here. Like this, white finished in center. But why this move? This is not that big, I believe. It's better to play here and there and here. And nothing is really a threat around here. Then white played the Tesuji. This gave white a few points. And actually, I counted this game, and I remember that white was actually a bit ahead at this stage. So I think so. So all in all, white managed to catch up in this game. When it happened, really? So first of all, this was just losing tempo in an important moment of the game. Well, Łukasz was afraid about the life of this group, but if you look at it again, then probably you wouldn't think that it is in danger. Just when you are playing, the emotions are a bit too strong. And then, well, maybe there were some mistakes. I don't know. How big is the move at A? Sure gain of 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Then black's continuation is center, which is 5 points, so 9. And then white's continuation is 3 1/3. So this is all right. It is bigger. White's continuation is bigger. So let's say that white's continuation is 4 and something. So this is like 9 plus 4 divided by 2, 11. 11 plus a bit. So this is 11 plus a bit. But this was white center, right? In the end. So 4, 5, 6, 7 in white center. So 7 in reverse center should be bigger. So maybe better we play here. Black played there and then answered to white's move. Maybe here there was some mistake. Maybe we could play a better shape, which could strengthen our shape in center and not leave that weakness, which in the end white managed to utilize. And here I believe that this is a bigger move, but it's also difficult to calculate. Well, difficult to say, but it seems that, yeah, in the end, white indeed got an advantage by, like, at this moment. So if here black plays that move or answers in a way to retain center, then to keep center, then probably black shouldn't be behind. Or this is better, maybe. Yeah, so in the game it went like this, and if I didn't miscalculate, it was already good for white, and then maybe black just played a resigned sequence by playing this move, because of course black needs to add a move here, but black didn't, and then white kills black in a ko. So at this moment, Łukasz added one more move and resigned. Yes, very interesting and well played by Robin, that in the end he wins this game. But I think that generally Łukasz was also doing well. Well, at this stage, maybe it was a bit better for Robin having this many points, and maybe this move was a little bit off, maybe better to play next to white's weakness. So black played a little bit passively, but then secured a lot of territory on the top, and probably this was the key moment of the game. Yeah, this was a very long stream, the longest one, more than 3 hours. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. We reviewed today round 1 and 3. Round 5 is still not finished, but I would like to review it this week somehow, not on Sunday, but maybe tomorrow, maybe on Thursday, I don't know, because on Saturday I already fly to China for a week and I play in the Chuzhou Lanka Cup there, representing Europe alongside with Mateusz. So we need to finish season 28 with the reviews before that. Thank you all for coming and see you again in the next days. Bye bye.